Hello everyone, it's Fluffy, and I am back with another game involving anti-air, I think. This game, as you can see by the date, happened almost an entire year ago. But what I do remember is that I used anti-air somehow, so I'm gonna show it simply because it has anti-air. And then maybe after this I'll go to the more recent games where I had a lot of very close live league games where you'll see me in my natural habitat of stalling. But that'll be for next time. For now, let's just go with anti-air. So, this is a very old live league. Well, can I still call it live league? This was when Live League wasn't on the website. It was more of a Discord thing where we would get matched with each other and then manually create the game. And during this time, I've battled Po1and several times. I was going even against him at first, but then one day he stopped having time trouble, and it was all downhill from there. But we don't have to worry about that. That is now. This is the past. We'll be fine since this is the past. So I picked Andy. This is tier 3. I picked Andy because I think I can stall this map. That's it. I just think I can stall. And Po1, being the aggressive person that he is, at least in my memory and my image of him, he's very aggressive. He picked Kindle. So let's just begin. And I made sure my army's facing left, so we are facing opposite directions. I go for my neutral base first. That is very natural. He does the same. Goes for a turn 1 capture, which is mostly forward, which I do something else. Okay. I think what I was doing is that by capturing this, the next natural city would be this capture chain here, and I want to get this capture chain quickly, so that's why I went for this property. Whereas, if I capture this city, the next natural capture would be this city, and it's not a capture chain, so that's why I chose to go for this one later. That's what I'm thinking past me is thinking. So he goes for his neutral properties. He goes for his neutral base, finishes this cap. Also go with a rather forward turn 1 capture. With this base, he goes for a back cap because it's a nice capture chain. I also went with that in my previous turn. As Andy, I do want to maximize income, so going for capture chains are always nice. And now he finally goes for this property. So I go for I guess this capture is fine. It's more forward than the side property, and it does mean I can move towards the center more quickly. I had noticed that regardless of which city I capture, I suppose the infantry still has access to both of these. Even this infantry can capture this one if he wants to do the capture chain first. So I guess it's fine. No real difference. I chose to walk through the forest instead of over the river. He chose to walk across the river. I honestly don't think it will make a difference since we still have access to both these cities, and I would likely choose the one in the capture chain because capture chains are always just so enticing. Oops. And now he builds his first copter, which obviously means, you guess what unit I'm going to build? I didn't build an anti-air. What was I doing? I'm actually disappointed. I want an anti-air. I demand one. That is very disappointing. Here I was starting this video saying, oh, this game is a game where I used anti-air, and I don't even open with an anti-air against a copter. We'll get an anti-air next time. We'll get it. Oh, and turns out he did go for this capture chain. It's just like my decision here. There's the anti-air. I mean, copters are pretty strong. The mountains make it hard for vehicles to catch up to it. But anti-airs are also strong. He also went with an anti-air tank. I go for this capture and this capture because I believe my anti-air has the movement to cooperate with my copter to cover both of those captures. Well, actually, yeah, the copter can go for this. I'm Andy, I'm fine with copter on copter fights. I went with tank artillery, tank to deal with anti-air, and artillery because this is my strong side, it's my 2-base side. And if you look at if you notice there's no HQs on this map, which means our labs are the HQ. So I'm thinking maybe I can try to force a fight and force an HQ or a lab race. And because I'm Andy, if Kindle tries to interrupt me, I can just heal up and capture the lab anyway. That's my current plan. This map is very deceptively... It doesn't look like it will be a lab race because of how close to the sides the lab is, but it's a lot more lab racy than it appears. And here I am, I'm inviting a shot with my anti-air covering it, because I am perfectly fine with getting first struck since I'm Andy, and I like doing Andy things. Build a tank here of my own. The tank can strike and interrupt my infantry, but I have absolutely nothing covering it, so I am perfectly fine. I built double tank over here, really wanting to make this my strong side. And there goes the tank strike. And I lose my infantry. Admittedly, this is live, so I have an excuse. I'm just gonna say this is live, and that will be the justification for every bad move I make. I decide to get an infantry kill of my own over here, because I notice Poland doesn't have a lot of vehicles on the left side. And I intend to just stall this area, because I don't have to fight into Poland. If anything, I want to get more units and build big vehicles. In here I built 2 anti-airs because I like anti-air. As much as I want to attack this infantry and say I'm Andy, Kindle copter on a city will one-shot my copter, so I can't exactly do that. We continue fighting over here, which I am perfectly fine with, because this copter is not in range yet, and this tank is not in range yet. I only lost 1 infantry, I believe, and I only have 1 infantry injured, but it can heal up since I'm Andy. So these fighting over here is good for me. I decide to take the shot because why not, I get a kill. And I sit on the mountain over here because I will probably not die if I get attacked on a mountain. And it covers this tile so that he can't use the mountain and then attack on the plains to get a 2-hit KO. I think this is the only safe spot for my 5 HP infantry. as much as I want to not heal it with my money and just use a super, it's better that it's alive than not. So, only safe spot, might as well use it. And I accidentally click skip to next turn. Right, I push my artillery forward. And a medium tank, because I'm Andy, I need big units. But yeah, triple anti-air, triple copter from Poland. This is looking pretty nice for me. I am only missing this property, so I want to say I'm ahead because Andy likes stalling for big units. At least Andy definitely scales with big units faster than Kindle can scale with big units. But then again, there are a lot of properties on this map. A high society can be pretty strong since Kindle gets, I believe Kindle gets 3% more firepower for every city she owns. I think it's supposed to be all properties in the cart, but this is Advanced Wars by Web. We'll be going with cities only, and with that much money, not sure if it counts bases, airports, or labs, or comm towers. Probably not all of them. But that's not for, you know, whatever happens, happens. I could just check the damage calculator, but I don't have the calculator, so I can't show it to you. But in the live game, I would know just how much damage I would take. I decide to go for this shot because the tank not in range to cover. This tank, I can probably wall it off. This shot also looks fine. Here's the wall off. The anti-air can't reach from this side. Now it would be a terrible situation if somehow this anti-air dies and then Poland's anti-air takes my copter. But that's not possible. There's two copters over here, so I move my other two anti-airs on the right side. Medium tank getting into position. I begin capturing my last neutral property that I'm missing, so we will be even up on income. And a fourth anti-air, because why not? I like anti-air, and I'm going to build anti-air. I'll be honest, I did not expect myself to build it, but I did say this game did have a lot of anti-air from what I remember. And I'm glad I remembered correctly. Here, Poland is just creating a wall of infantry and have vehicles supporting from behind. If we were to fight, Poland should win, simply because he has more infantry, and I guess also more tanks. And yeah. Medium tank is going in is probably fine. Probably. I sit on the city because I'm not worried about an urban blight just yet. And even if Kindle gets urban blights, I highly doubt a tank can kill my tank. I hope. Maybe tank infantry? Nah. What are the odds? I sit on my properties. I built an artillery last turn so I can start locking down some of my properties. These forests offer very nice defense. And it also was one turn of a tank's movement from my base to reinforce, so I can easily cover this artillery whenever I need it. And I built a bomber. I guess the bomber is for the medium tank, and also considering Kindle only has one anti-air, my bomber isn't exactly afraid of the anti-air. But here we see the power of the anti-air. With no tanks to contest it, my anti-air can go really close. Kindle moves artillery here. And the first here we begin to fight. Goes in with 2 copter hits. Oh no, the tanks are front shifting. That's not what's supposed to happen. Oh, my anti-airs, they're separated from the copters. My anti-airs have to deal with Po1's tanks. But, good thing I can just hide behind my artillery. The terrain, while hampering vehicles' movements and making copters super strong, it also makes artillery pretty strong as well. And I still have 3 anti-air in this area against 3 of Po1's tanks, so I think I'm good in this. I just need to keep my medium tank alive for my super. I kill off this infantry. I probably shouldn't be going in right now, but I guess I am a bomber can't sit on the forest because anti-air can go in. I guess I'm preparing for an urban blight right now, so I'm trying not to sit into cities. Kindle can use the city against me, but it is covered by artillery, and I believe none of the vehicles can target my artillery. At least not until they clear out this tank first. Which I guess copter, tank, and then tank can go in. But then that's also extending into my base reinforcements, and it will probably give me super. So I think that's my reasoning. I can just sacrifice this infantry to keep my property safe. He goes for this strike over here, goes for this strike. I am fine with that. 2 of the tanks left. 2 of the tanks left the front, which means this is vulnerable. I have 3 anti-airs here. Alright, there may be 2 tanks, but I got 3 anti-air. That means I outnumber them. Which means now's the turn where I start sacking for the super. I go in for this tank strike. Probably not a good idea to strike from a city. I really just wanted to bomb this medium tank here. Very sad my anti-air can't go after the copter. Should have built more anti-airs, that would have been a solution. I bombed this, giving both of us a lot of charge. And I did kill a medium tank effectively, so I might as well just sack my medium tank. I'm Andy, I'll just use Hyper Upgrade. And now we have the great anti-air charge. Attack! Blow off the infantry. You see, anti-air, very good for clearing infantry. People say you shouldn't do it, and you shouldn't. Unless your anti-air can get away with it. Here my anti-air can get away with it. So I'm able to wall break, finish the artillery off. Nothing's covering this infantry on the nothing on the lab. It's not a comm tower, it's a lab. And what's this? My infantry can also begin capturing it. I just have to... You know, Kindle probably has Urban Blight. Will probably... You know, I don't really need to start capturing it right away. That's not necessary. I'm a patient person. I like stalling. I don't have to be aggressive. It didn't have to get the kill. It doesn't. But it would have been amazing if it did. And one more thing before I end the turn. I did join this infantry to get a nicer wall, but I don't think it would have mattered because I failed to start this cap. It was a roll. There was a chance that I just straight up get this kill, but because I failed to get this roll, Po1 was able to use High Society instead of an Urban Blight. Without this capture, he would have to use Urban Blight because there's no way for him to interrupt the capture otherwise, other than his power. But now that he has High Society, Copter goes in, Q, Anti-Air goes in. You see the power of anti-airs. Anti-airs are amazing. And I just lost an anti-air over here. Even the 1 HP medium tank is doing work, although it did get into range of the airport. Still, my anti-air is not... My anti-air is unfazed against these tanks. It doesn't matter if he has 3 tanks to my 3 anti-air. My anti-airs will hold strong. I interrupt this capture, but mostly because he probably realizes the lab capture is a threat, and considering this is the only infantry, the only healthy infantry, actually it is the only infantry in general, that can start capturing my lab, I decide to injure it. I also go after his power defense, kept it alive, but I also go after his anti-air just because, his infantry over here, so he has an even harder time reaching the lab cap. Now the healthy infantries are at minimum 3 turns away. I guess he could join these 3 HP and the 7 HP together on this road tile and then prepare to capture the lab. But at this point, we're committed to it. I kill this copter. I begin capturing this. He has no Urban Light. He just uses super. His power bar is empty. I decide to start going after this tank. Why did I do this? You know what? No. This was intentional. This is a story of my brave anti-air charging against Poland's tanks. Yes, that's... I think I know. I didn't want Poland to wall break towards this lab, so I want the healthy tank on this tile. Let's see, what did I do here? Did I delete? I deleted the tanks. I guess I didn't want Kindle to get Urban Blight. And I built a Mega Tank, okay. Mega Tank probably to help support this. It's all or nothing now. And here's Kindle sacrificing for an Urban Blight. Oh, his copter even went in. I gave him way too many choices for a charge. But this is where, this is a live game. Notice the timer. He has 2 minutes, which means he is running on increments as of this moment. So he's probably just making moves very quickly. And he starts capturing my lab. I have no units to stop him. He uses Urban Blight to delay my capture. Lose 1 anti-air. But I still have another anti-air alive and well. So, fortunately he went and killed my other 2 tanks here, which means I should get enough charge. I just need enough charge for a super. My brave anti-air still charging in Poland's tanks. And there we go. It's the lab capture. So this is one of those very early games I had with Poland, back when he still had time trouble. Poland is currently the king of live. He's currently ranked 1 right now, but I can say I have taken a few games off him in the past. Just add a very large asterisk to that statement. But yeah, my brave tanks charging in against, well, my brave anti-air charging in against tanks. Anti-air can be a very great game changer if you know how to use them. Clearly, the best use of them is to attack infantry and to attack enemy tanks, as you can clearly see from this game. But that was this game. I think I will skip a few of these games that are also pretty old. I saved them because I thought I might show them, but I think I want to jump forward to the more lively games that I'm having right now, because some of them are very big and very juicy, and of course very stally, which is what I like. Everyone else might hate them because they will run into time trouble, and some people don't like stall, but stall is my style, and I will intend to use that fully. But that was this game. I'll see you with the next video. Who knows when? No promises, because I don't keep them. Goodbye. Goodbye.